ठीक है सर। हेलो। हेलो सर।
Check. Sound check. Check your sound.
Hello.
Don't bend. Sound check. Okay. So आवाज आ रही है. Got the confirmation. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, we can see our honored chief guest, Professor T.G. Sitaram, sir, has arrived at the foyer. Our honored chief guests, dignitaries will be joining us shortly in the auditorium. May I request everyone to keep their mobile phones on silent and relish the deliberations. Ladies and gentlemen, we will be beginning with the inaugural session in a short while. Our esteemed chief guest, Professor T.G. Sitaram, Chairman AICTE, has arrived at the university. And before coming to the auditorium, they will be taking up the traditional lamp lighting ceremony in the foyer.
हेलो हेलो टेस्टिंग चेक। कम आ रही है? सोनपाल जी, थोड़ा ना आवाज़ बढ़ा देना। हेलो 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 टेस्टिंग 1 2 3। हेलो हेलो टेस्टिंग 1 2 3। हेलो और बढ़ाना। हेलो हेलो 1 2 3 टेस्टिंग। हाँ सर, आप बोलो आप।
हेलो हेलो। चेक
हाँ सर,
चेक।
आपकी सब बढ़वाता हूँ। हेलो। हाँ सर, टेस्टिंग 1 2 3। सोनपाल जी, थोड़ी आवाज़ बढ़ा देना एक बार। हेलो हेलो। हाँ सर। हाँ सर, हाँ सर। हेलो हेलो हेलो। ठीक है सर, मैं बोल देता हूँ, अभी थोड़ा बढ़ा देंगे वो अभी। ठीक है सर। ठीक।
Ladies and gentlemen, we can see our third chief guest and Vice Chancellor, Amity University, right? Presiding Chair, Dr. Manju Kaushik, Professor and our faculties have joined for the lamp lighting ceremony. We honestly believe in fulfilling all our endeavors after seeking blessings from the Almighty. The lighting of the lamp signifies assimilation of knowledge and blessings. Our chief guests and dignitaries will now make their way in the auditorium. Ladies and gentlemen, we have our honored chief guests and dignitaries in the auditorium. May I request everyone to take their seats? Thank you.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. It is a pleasure to welcome you to the 4th International Convention on Green Environment Technology and Entrepreneurship through Innovation, ICGETEI 2024. Sponsored by Computer Society of India, SERB Department of Science and Technology, Institution Innovation Council, Ministry of Education, Amity Innovation Incubator eCell Jaipur, Global Academy of Doctorate, YSBC, and organized by Amity University, Rajasthan.
For the event, we have blessings of our Honorable Founder President, Dr. Ashok K. Chauhan, and good wishes of Honorable Chancellor, Amity University, Rajasthan, Dr. Asim Chauhan. We will be privileged to listen to their address as the session progresses. I warmly welcome our chief guest, Professor T.G. Sitaram, Chairman AICTE. Sir is accompanied with Madam Anuradha. I welcome you, ma'am. I warmly welcome our guest of honor, Professor Mike Hinchy, Director-elect of IEEE Region 8. Sir has joined us virtually. A warm welcome to you, sir.
I extend my warm welcome to our Honorable Vice Chancellor, Amity University, Rajasthan, Professor Dr. Amit Jain, all deans, directors, head of institutions, faculties, students, and all the international and national participants to the International Convention organized by Amity University, Rajasthan, ICGETEI 2024. ICGETEI 2024 is the 4th international convention organized by Amity University, Rajasthan, with an aim to highlight the latest advances, problems, and challenges, and to present the latest research results in the field of green environment technology, entrepreneurship through innovation, with a link to scientific research and its practical implementation.
At this moment, I would like to show you the glimpses of our vibrant and sustainable campus of Amity University, Rajasthan. May I request the IT team to play the video for our audience and guests.
I hereby declare the convocation open.
Thank you, YT team. Thank you for showing the glimpses, short glimpses to all our audience and guests. Thank you. May I request our honored chief guest and our dignitary, Honorable Vice Chancellor, sir, to please come up on the stage.
It is with a pleasure to host specially when learned resources come together at one place. May I request Honorable Vice Chancellor Professor Dr. Amit Jain sir to felicitate our chief guest Professor T.G. Sitaram, Chairman AICTE, with a bouquet and memento.
Can we have a round of applause for our esteemed chief guests? Let's give a warm round of applause. May I request organizing chair, Dr. Manju Kaushik ma'am, to felicitate Anuradha ma'am. May I request madam to please come up on the stage and accept our wishes. Let's have a round of applause. That's generosity of madam. Thank you, madam. We also have keynote speakers with us in the auditorium who've made their way and found time for us in the inaugural session. May I request Dr. Sanket Joshi, sir, to please come forward and felicitate Dr. Gaurav Pandey, sir. Sir, please. Audience, we can give a warm round of applause for our esteemed keynote speakers, guests, and dignitaries. Thank you, sir. May I request Dr. Chitresh Banerjee, sir, to felicitate Dr. Vipul Vikaria. Thank you, sir. Warm welcome to you. May I request Dr. Vijay Chaudhary to felicitate Professor Neelima Kumari. Warm welcome, madam. Thank you. May I request Dr. Ashutosh Kumar to felicitate Ms. Garima Singh. Warm welcome, madam. May I request Dr. Arpit Srivastav to felicitate Dr. Samrat Srivastav, sir. I just have to check, sir, if Dr. Samrat Srivastav has made their way in the auditorium. Okay, sir will be joining us shortly. Thank you very much. We request our online guest, Professor Mike Hinchy, to accept our virtual greetings.
I'll take a moment to introduce the organizing chair, Dr. Manju Kaushik. Dr. Manju Kaushik is professor with Amity Institute of Information Technology at Amity University, Rajasthan, and deputy director, Amity Innovation Incubator Center, ECEL, head faculty, coordinator, IEEE and ACM, branch counselor and technical clubs, IEEE and ACM, Amity University, Rajasthan.
Welcome, madam.
Thank you. Namaskar. After witnessing the grand success of ICGETEI 2023 with more than 250 papers, presentation from across the globe, glad to welcome all the dignitaries, academicians, researchers, and participants to ICGETEI 2024. With a vision to build a global alliance in the research and development directing towards innovation, the ICGETEI 2024 encapsulates the latest advancements and challenges in the field of green environment, technology, entrepreneurship through innovation. It organizes 3 conferences under the banner of ICGETEI. The first theme of the conference is Advanced Innovation Augmented with Intelligent Analytics. Technology will focus upon emerging technologies that are characterized by radical novelty, relatively fast growth, coherence, prominent impact, and uncertainty and ambiguity. The second theme of the conference is Transforming Business and Management for Sustainable Development, would investigate the emerging trends and innovations in the business area. The conference also aimed to provide a platform to identify the factors, growth and sustainability factors, various business models. The third theme of the conference is Sustainable Development in Applied Science, Engineering and Technology, will be a tribute to the great innovation in science that changed the world entirely. During the 3-day conference, more than 180 papers and 50 poster presentations will be presented, authored by more than 80 academicians, researchers from various countries across the globe. The conference will be instrumental in evaluating the effects and implications of science, technology, innovation, entrepreneurship in transdisciplinary context. The scientists, researchers, academicians, industrialists from across the globe will interact and exchange knowledge on green environment, technological advancement that contribute the pursuit of research and development. We are connecting with the eminent scientists, academicians, and industry stalwarts from more than 10 countries through ICGETEI 2024. The conference research papers shall be published in IGA Global Book named Human Centered AI in Digital Transformation and Entrepreneurship. 2 special issues we have. One special issue is Innovations in Software and Software Engineering, and second one is Journal of Telecommunication Switching System and Network. And also we have 4 journals. Number 1, International Journal of Human Capital and Information Technology Professionals. Second journal is MIT Management Review. Third journal is Telecommunication Switching System and Network. And fourth one is Journal of Food Chemistry and Nanotechnology. We would like to express our gratitude to SCRB and DST PERS for their support and sponsorship, and welcome all the eminent speakers, session chairs, participants, and attendees for making their presence at the conference. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, ma'am, for briefing us on the genesis of the conference. I now take the privilege to introduce Honorable Vice Chancellor, Amity University, Rajasthan, and patron, ICGETEI 2024, Professor Dr. Amit Jain. Sir is currently President, Vice Chancellor of Amity University, Rajasthan. Prior to this, Sir has served the university as Pro-Vice Chancellor, Dean, Faculty of Management, and Director, Amity Business School. Professor Amit Jain has been a visiting professor with University of Technology, UTS, Sydney, Australia, Zekni Istvan University, Hungary, and Selanos University, Slovakia. Sir holds a PhD from Sardar Patel University and is an alumnus of IIM Ahmedabad. Sir is a passionate trainer and have been instrumental in designing and conducting several training programs for various organizations. Dr. Amit Jain is reviewer and committee member with several journals and conferences. Sir has served as editorial board member of Indian Journal of Training and Development and chief editor of Amity Management Review. It's a pleasure to listen to you, sir. Always welcome. Over to you.
Thank you so much, Ravi. Honorable Founder President, Dr. Ashok K. Chauhan, Honorable Chancellor, Dr. Aseem K. Chauhan, Chief Guests for the session, Professor T.G. Sitaraman, Honorable Chairman AICT, Guest of Honor, Professor Mike Hinchy, Director-elect IEEE, respected Vice Chancellors, Professor Silva Murthy, respected Vice Chancellor of all Amity universities across the globe and in India, my colleagues at Amity University, Rajasthan, the entire organizing team of ICGETEI 2024 led by Dr. Manju Kaushik, Master of Ceremony, Mr. Ravi and Ms. Nandini, guest of honors, keynote speakers, dear participants of International Convention, a very warm welcome to one and all. In Rajasthani, we say, Padharo Mare Desh, Khamma Ghani. Welcome to my country, many greetings. A very warm welcome to you all. Professor Sitaram, I'm reminded of the famous discourse by Swami Vivekananda on this very day in 1893. It was 11th of September 1893 at Chicago, where he talked about coexistence and respect for all. I know he was talking in the context of religion and peace for humanity, but today, on the same date, we are so honored by your presence, sir. We eagerly look forward to your address. In fact, you are a role model for every professor and a student present in this hall and attending this international conference, because you have proved and demonstrated your expertise in almost all the domains, be it teaching, be it research, be it patents, be it consulting, be it administration as of now. In fact, as chairman of AICT, you are helping to shape the future of the country by transforming technical education of the country. And there are several initiatives that we know about you have taken that has really updated and changed the technical education landscape of the country. Professor Mike Hinchy, you have been associated with the conference since the first edition. And I'm so happy to share with your guidance, we have been able to achieve very good participation, very good publications, and outcomes through these conferences. A very warm welcome to you, sir. In the face of escalating environmental challenges, the green environment, technology, and entrepreneurial innovation emerges as a pivotal force in shaping a sustainable future. In fact, green technology encompasses innovations aimed at minimizing ecological impact, play a crucial role in addressing global issues such as climate change, resource depletion, and pollution. As we explore the diverse ways in which entrepreneurship and innovation are fostering a greener environment, it is my great pleasure to welcome everyone to this three-day event, the International Convention on Green Environment, Technology, and Entrepreneurship through Innovation. As many of us are aware, with almost 2 lakh students, 6,500 faculty members and scientists, 14 university campuses in India, 17 campuses globally, 25 schools and pre-schools. Amity is one of the India's largest education group and perhaps one of the biggest in the world itself. No doubt, one of the most global institution from India. AUR, Amity University, Rajasthan, is one of the largest campus in the group, sir. And it is spreaded over 150 acre. It has world-class infrastructure. In fact, there are a lot of green and sustainable practices. So we not only do a conference or academic discourse on sustainability, but we practice what we preach here. The campus is completely eco-friendly and sustainable. Many of our guests today would have seen this wonderful lake, which is in fact a water recycling plant. We have solar farm, we have solar rooftops, we have solid, liquid, and e-waste management practices. And the campus is aesthetically designed for optimal use of natural resources. In fact, AUR is considered a pioneer in the field of higher education in the state of Rajasthan because we were amongst the first few universities to start private university in the state. There are institutions which are driven by vision and mission, but as a university, we are driven by passion of our honorable founder president, Dr. Ashok K. Chauhan, who always motivates us to share the learning and experience with the peers globally. And in fact, uh, it is this objective with which we are trying to develop our academic conferences, and we are curating specific seminars so that we can bring state-of-the-art knowledge, the global expertise to our students as well as the faculties. In fact, our Honorable Chancellor, Dr. Aseem Chauhan, in his book, VUCA in Startups, because this conference relates to entrepreneurship and innovation, I'll quote Honorable Chancellor, and he says that those who succeed in the VUCA environment must have an explorer's mind. Complete information about future will never be available. The entrepreneurs must start on his journey and learn as he goes along. This conference brings a great opportunity to develop path-breaking ideas, and I hope that the efforts to bring together the industry professionals, the academicians, and experts like Professor Sitaram will pave a way to achieve great success and solve many of the world's problems. Today, in fact, we live in a world full of paradoxes. I read an interesting essay by Bob Moorhead, and he basically reiterates the need for such discourses. He says, we have taller buildings but shorter tempers, wider freeways but narrow viewpoints. We spend more but have less. We buy more, enjoy less. We have bigger houses and smaller families, more conveniences but less time. We have more degrees but less sense, more knowledge but less judgment, more experts yet more problems, more medicines but less wellness. In fact, the theme adopted by G20 this year is building a just world and a sustainable planet. And as our Honorable Prime Minister during his G20 presidentship said, one earth, one family, and one future, let us all strive to make Mother Earth a better place to live. I welcome all the keynote speakers and experts of the plenary session, many of them sitting in the first two rows, to discuss such burning issues of the planet as well as society. My best wishes to all the paper presenters and all the delegates attending the conference. I'm greatly thankful to our sponsors and supporters, including DST SERB, AICTE, ICSSR, IEEE, ACM, CSI, Amity Innovation Incubator for their valuable contribution in making the conference a great success. I would like to end this deliberation with a couplet. दूर तक छाए थे बादल और कहीं साया ना था, इस तरह बरसात का मौसम कभी आया ना था. तो मैं इसी कामना के साथ कि इन दरख्तों की छाया हमेशा हम पे बनी रहे और इन महानुभावों का साया हमेशा हम पर बना रहे, इसी आशा के साथ I wish a great success to this conference. Have a great learning experience. All the best to all of you. God bless you. Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir, for your address.
Dr. Samrat Srivastav has joined us in the auditorium. May I request Dr. Arpit Srivastav, sir, to felicitate Dr. Samrat Srivastav.
Warm welcome, sir. Thank you, sir.
I would now like to introduce our guest of honor, Professor Mike Hinchy. Sir is the Professor of Software Engineer at University of Limerick, Ireland. Prior to joining LERO, Professor Hinchy was Director of the NASA Software Engineering Laboratory and continues to serve as a NASA expert. In 2009, he was awarded NASA Curley's Award as Innovator of the Year. Professor Hinchy holds a BSc in Computer Systems from University of Limerick, an MSc in Computation from University of Oxford, and a PhD in the Computer Science of University of Cambridge. He is the author, editor of more than 15 books and over 200 articles on various aspects of software engineering. At various times, Professor Hinchy previously held the position of full professor in Australia, UK, Sweden, and USA. He is a chartered engineer, chartered engineering professional, chartered mathematician, and chartered information technology professor, as well as a fellow of the IET, British Computer Society, and Irish Computer Society. He is a president of IFIP and vice chair and chair-elect of IEEE UK and Ireland section. He is also editor-in-chief of Innovations in System and Software Engineering, a NASA journal and a journal of the Brazilian Computer Society. It is a pleasure to have you with us, sir. I request you to please deliver your address.
Good morning, everybody. Thank you very much for the invitation to join you. It's always a wonderful pleasure to join my friends at Amity, and especially in Rajasthan, a beautiful state. Unfortunately, it's been a number of years since I've been there. Thank you to everyone, Professor Kaushik, for your organization and for chairing this wonderful event. Vice Chancellor Jain, for your support and your outstanding leadership. To the chief guest, Professor Sitaram, and to, of course, to Chancellor Chauhan and Founding President Chauhan. Thank you all so much. This is a very important topic, the need for us to go green, for us to use our technology and to use our considerable entrepreneurship to improve the life for all of us. You heard that wonderful quote from the President of India on how important it was to develop the world as a better place for all of us. I like to remind people just how much things have changed in a relatively short period of time, and especially in the world of computing and engineering. This is the state of the art in 1949, and I've chosen this not because it was the first computer, not because it was even the first electronic computer, but it was the first computer that could execute a program in memory. And that meant that changes could be made to software as it executed. And this was a major change for computing. But look at it, 650 instructions per second, 1,024 17-bit words, 3,000 valves using 12 kilowatts of power. It occupied a space of 5 meters by 4 meters and needed about 4 times that space around it just for ventilation. In 1951, the British government did a survey and determined that they would only ever need 3 of these machines. Now, if you have one of these devices in your pocket or next to you on your desk, you know that it's many thousands of times more powerful than this and in such a tiny space. So this is the innovations that we've had in 75 years. This is what we've been able to do in a very relatively short period of time. And we must encourage that innovation, that entrepreneurship, and use it for the good, for the green economy. So we're all used to hearing stories about teenagers playing games in their bedrooms. We're used to using software and ICT in general for all forms of travel. And we've seen that become much more innovative. We've seen better aircraft, we've seen better trains, more green aircraft and more green trains. And we've seen the use of bicycles and scooters in various cities around the world to encourage people to be more green and to encourage people to have access to transportation mechanisms that don't pollute the environment. We have great aspirations for going to space. This is a mission I've worked on for almost 30 years, which is the originally called Constellation, then Orion, now Artemis. It's the heavy launch to go back to the moon and ultimately to put men and women on Mars. The idea, many people ask, is, does it make sense? Is it worth doing all of this? But it's the grand challenge. It was exactly why NASA was started back in the 1950s. It was to give us a great goal that would encourage innovation and entrepreneurship. And by law in the US, anything NASA develops for space exploration has to have applications in something else. So battery power has been improved because of NASA's work. Technology has contributed to less gas emissions. Technology that has been developed by NASA is used in monitoring our planet. People forget that 60% of NASA's budget is spent on Earth, not in space. And it is the monitoring of the Earth and understanding how we are polluting Earth and how we're polluting our rivers and oceans and lakes is important to us. Also, the remote sensing that NASA has developed enables us to indicate where there are problem areas with pollution, etc. One of my colleagues is determined to get rid of traffic lights. Well, we don't even need self-driving cars to do that. We just need more sensors in our cars, just more innovation in how we use them. So if we have more sensors in our cars, we can reduce pollution by the way we drive them. A very interesting experiment a few years ago in England was to put receivers in cars and transponders on traffic lights. So as the cars came close to traffic lights that were red, they knew to slow down. And by slowing down, they didn't have to stop. They got there just as fast because they weren't stopping at the red lights, but it reduced carbon emissions by 2/3. So this is a huge advantage for the green economy. Again, I've worked for such a long time with NASA on trying to discover what is on Mars. We've developed robots which have techniques and technologies that will be used in manufacturing, in transportation, in all sorts of areas that will exploit battery power rather than carbon fuels, and therefore will be much better for our environment. And we've put a helicopter on Mars as a precursor to sending swarms of these devices that will collect as much information in a day as the Mars rovers have collected in 25 years. At the end of 2023, we launched probably the most important scientific instrument ever, certainly the most complex scientific instrument ever, the James Webb Space Telescope. This is the actual telescope. It's not a model. It's not a mock-up. It's the real thing. It just doesn't have the lenses. And this is the team of people who built it, or part of the team of people who built it. You'll see in reality, there are many, many more people involved, but these were the engineers involved. And that happens to be me right there at the back, if you can see me. And of course, India has had its great results in space exploration. And again, people ask, why are India doing this? Again, because it's a grand challenge. It's a means of developing new technologies that will be used in all sorts of other areas apart from space exploration. And of course, it's a source of pride in the innovation of the country. And it encourages entrepreneurs within India to contribute to the space industry, to develop technologies that will be used in space, but will also be used in other parts of our world and on Earth. We are used to seeing power generation all over the country, all over the world. We're going to see this become much more green. We're going to see this benefit from wind, from water, from hydro technologies. It's going to become much, much better. We've seen our telecommunications improve, and telecommunications are going to be important for us making this green economy, because devices, vehicles, etc., will have to be able to talk to each other much more efficiently using a lot less power. Industry 5.0 is already upon us. It's huge mass production based on technology. Again, this is encouraging entrepreneurship and innovation and reducing damage to the environment. And Industry 6.0 is almost with us. People are already talking about it. It's going to be almost total automation using robots, etc., using artificial intelligence. All of this is encouraging innovation. Entrepreneurs are getting opportunities to exploit their products, to make money, of course, but also to contribute to developing the environment in a safe way. And of course, we've seen over the last 4 years or so how dependent we are on medical technologies. And again, how we have opportunities for innovation whereby people can develop new technologies that will be useful in making life better for all of us, in improving our healthcare, taking care of patients, and reducing the damage of viruses and other illnesses. Again, a lot of it is based on these simple devices that many of you have in your pockets or on your desk. One of my colleagues corrects me and he says they're not simple, they're extremely complex. They just look simple. And they do look simple. They are, in fairness, quite complex inside, but that complexity is hidden by the use of software and again by the innovation of manufacturers, large companies like Apple, of course, but also lots of small vendors who contribute to these technologies. And we've seen, of course, how reliant we are on using computing for all sorts of transactions, particularly over the last few years where we've ordered food and so on from delivery services. It lets us open to possibilities of cybercrime, which of course is a big worry. And we see where hacks of various people's accounts try to exploit people. So we have to be careful that our innovations don't exploit people, that we don't allow innovation to become crime. Here's an example of where a hack of Barack Obama's account on Twitter says, if you send me $1,000 in Bitcoin, I'll send you back 2,000. Hopefully anybody who thought that this was true was not able to send the Bitcoin, they just didn't know how to do it. But it is a worry that cybersecurity has become such a big issue, and we need to improve innovations in this area so that we can exploit the green economy without exploiting people. And that's very, very important. I like to say that we're in a cyber-physical social system. It's cyber because software is tying it all together. It's physical because we're using physical devices, whether it's our cell phones, our cars, etc. It's social because we're sharing information about ourselves with our friends. We're telling them where we are, where we're going, what we're doing, what we're eating, what we're buying. And we're doing this on apps provided by various entrepreneurs, some small companies, some large companies, who are giving it to us for free or very cheaply. And in return, they're monetizing that. They're using our data and selling our data to make money. This is entrepreneurship. This is important. But it is social because everything is interconnected and we're sharing all of this information. You all know about the Sustainable Development Goals of the United Nations. It's 169 actions divided into 17 goals. It is intended to improve our lives, our world, to make the economy more green, but also to give opportunity to various entrepreneurs to use their innovations in all sorts of ways and to improve life for all of us and the world for all of us. The SDG has what they call the SDG Pulse, which highlights a number of these activities each year to be prominent and to be emphasized so that innovators can work in these areas and will have opportunities to exploit their innovations in various ways and to be entrepreneurial. IEEE started about 3 years ago to emphasize climate change. It has a specific application area of climate change founded by the past president, Professor Saifer Rahman. He has emphasized this in absolutely everything IEEE does, and I'm glad to say that the new president, the current president, Dr. Tom Coughlin, is continuing this. So in IEEE, absolutely everything evolves around climate change. Every IEEE subunit, whether it's a technical committee, a society, a section, an activity, emphasizes climate change in some way and emphasizes how our technologies can contribute to controlling climate change and making our world better for all of us. Obviously, there's huge amounts of technology involved in this. There's huge emphasis on innovation, but there's a great opportunity for entrepreneurs to develop new technologies in association with IEEE, to let people know via IEEE what their innovations are and how we're contributing to reducing climate change and making the world better for all of us. Just to show you that it's never too late to get involved in being an entrepreneur, never too late to get involved in innovation. This is my late mother who got her first patent at age 81. She got 6 more patents after that. They are all licensed to NASA and they're all being used on the rovers in Mars. So it is really, really important to realize it's never too late to become an innovator. It's never too late to become an entrepreneur. It's never too late to contribute to the green economy and to making life better for all of us. Thank you very much for your invitation today. It's been a pleasure to join you, and I really hope to join you in person very soon. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Professor Hinchy, for sharing the insights, the updates. It's always a pleasure to listen to your address.
Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are privileged to be joined virtually by Professor W. Silvamurthy, sir. Sir, a very warm welcome. Please accept our greetings virtually.
Thank you. Thank you so much. What a pleasure seeing the great minds in this meeting. Thank you so much.
Sir is President STIF, an expert from DRDO, and the energy sir contains is contagious. May I request you, sir, to have the privilege to listen to your address.
First of all, I want to introduce myself as Amitian. I belong to Amity. Last 12 years, I have been part of this great organization, Amity Education Group. And I was able to make like a squirrel making this bridge from India to Sri Lanka. So I have been part of this growth of Amity University for more than a decade. Now it's more than 12 years. So I wish I was introduced that way. And I did spend 40 years in Defense Research and Development Organization, great organization, which is now contributing to defense technologies. So I'm so happy to see our honorable founder president, Dr. Ashok Chauhan. He just spoke to me about half an hour ago that there's a great event where great personalities are appearing, including our friend of Amity, Professor T.G. Sitaram, and also his wife Anuji is also there, Anuradhaji. And so he said, you must attend this. So even though I was not planned, but I thought it's a great opportunity to meet you. And the founder president has conveyed his greetings to you, sir, and also his blessings to all of us here for the success of this event. And, you know, I see him not only as a great unparalleled leader, but I see him as a spiritual person. So that is why the spiritual power India has will propel India to newer heights. So similarly, will propel Amity to a newer height. So I'm so happy to be part of this very great event, the green environment, technology, entrepreneurship, and in which our friend, Dr. Professor T.G. Sitaram, a great leader, and whom I have known for almost more than a decade now. And even during my DRDO times, I have interacted with him. So he's a great leader who is now driving the whole technical education, giving a new paradigm. Because he has also put me in the executive council as well as the governing body of this ICGETEI, and also made chairman of the master's program. How do we rejuvenate the master's technical education? So I have seen closely now as chairman of ICGETEI for almost now more than two years. And he has given a new paradigm. This Professor T.G. Sitaram, she has given a new paradigm and looking at how do we make technical education in India the best in the world. So the whole mission which is driving in the ICGETEI is to look at the technical education, because he has got 14,000 colleges and including polytechnics, and even now the pharmacy has become part of it, management is becoming part of it. So he is not only looking at the hardcore engineering and technical education, even at the other technical technology-related institutions and the programs he is looking after. And he has initiated several programs, particularly for new scholarships and to bring innovations. The innovation councils have been rejuvenated, and I can go on talk about him. A product of Indian Institute of Science, where he did his master's, and the doctoral program he did from University of Waterloo, and another great institution in Canada, and the PDF at University of Texas. And I knew him very closely when he was director IIT Guwahati. Even earlier, he has meritorious career. But he signed a very valuable MOU with Amity Universities, Amity Group of Institutions with IIT Guwahati. And we did a lot of academic and R&D collaborations, which he has initiated, which is now prospering. So I'm so happy, Dr. Sitaram, and your journey. I just want to only narrate one important incident Professor Sitaram has done for our country. When the Ram Mandir was being built, everybody knows Ayodhya Ram Mandir was built. And being a geotechnology specialist and also a soil specialist and also seismological specialist, he was called I don't know, many people may not know. He was called by the highest of our governance and the government. And he said, how do you look at this size, the magnitude and the soil where this building is going to come? Because many people failed. Many other experts were called here and they all failed. But Sitaram was invited, and then he gave the right solution, where it should be located, how the configuration, the architecture, and the soil health, which is necessary to hold that huge mega structure. So let's give a big clap to Professor T.G. Sitaram for this excellent contributions he is making. And we wish you all the best from Amity. Our best wishes to you and to all this great endeavor. We will be part of your mission. Amity will be part, Amity Group, Education Group will be part of your mission. Your coming to Amity University, Rajasthan is reassuring us our deep commitment to contribute to your mission in ICTE, and also the implementation of NEP in all your 14,000 colleges and institutions which you have done is a very great initiative. So I can go on talking about him for almost 1 hour, but now I would also like to congratulate Professor Mike Henchy, the guest of honor, whom I just listened to him, and he has made a remarkable contribution in space science and technology, computer science and engineering, and I was listening to him. I just want to tell you, Amity has a very close link with NASA, and including our own school students getting awards in NASA, and 4 times consecutively they have been getting awards. Dr. Mrs. Amita Chauhan, their chairperson, looks after this, and they got the #1 first prize in the competition. How do you make habitation in Mars? What are the challenges? The transportation, materials, radiation, human factors, everything was considered. Our students made a brilliant project from Amity International School, which fetched that award. And we have in space a very strong vertical, which we are also using green technologies. Whatever we do, whether we develop a CubeSat, which is again a green technology. So we have made sustainability in all our research and development endeavors, which is the focal theme today, which we talk about green environment, technology, and entrepreneurship. Professor Mike Henchy, yesterday we had a scientist from NASA, from Aisha Bowe was with us from NASA, who came and motivated our scientists how to become entrepreneurs. What are the space business opportunities, economy opportunities available? We also had Swati from Propulsion Laboratory just a year ago. Last year, she was here from Propulsion Lab of your own University of Texas, Austin, that she came from that propulsion center in the NASA center in Texas. So like this, we have a very strong connection. So you are coming here, Professor Mike Hinche is going to give us a very strong linkages with us. I'll take only 2 more minutes to tell about Amity Research and Innovation, because founder president Dr. Chauhan and the chancellors like Dr. Asim Chauhan, Dr. Atul Chauhan, we have made this institution, 12 universities in India, 18 campuses abroad, 28 schools, as a research and innovation driven institution. The whole pedagogy, the curriculum design, delivery, everything is to promote creativity, innovation, problem solving ability in all our children so that they become future global citizens who will create the future world. So we endow them with knowledge, including spiritual knowledge, skills including soft skills, good behavior, sanskars, values, resilience to face challenges. This is what is Amity Education. Amity Education Group is, and then we have filed more than 2,200 patents, 45,000 research papers in journals of repute, which H index reaching 155 today, and then it is moving up. And then we have transferred 35 technologies to the industries. So this is Amity Education Group. And we have kept everywhere sustainability is the focus. The 17 Sustainable Development Goals and also our 12 SDGs, which is being given focus by our country initially, and to make India carbon neutral by 2070, Amity is contributing, giving a focus in sustainable agriculture, sustainable energy, and mitigating the climate change problems. So all these areas, Amity, you will hear from some of our scientists later. I have taken a little longer time, but I want to convey the founder president's vision is to make India #1 in the world in higher education, research, innovation, and contributing to the transformation of India to a Viksit Bharat, a developed India, Atmanirbhar Bharat, a self-reliant India. That is the vision of our founder president, which is being steered by Professor Asim Chauhan, who is the Chancellor of Amity University, Rajasthan, and a few other universities, and also Dr. Atul Chauhan and Dr. Mrs. Amita Chauhan driving the schools everywhere. We have put research and innovation as the focus to contribute to make the world a better place to live. So we will work with you, together with you, as Chancellor Dr. Atul Chauhan says, together with you all, we will create a happy world. Thank you so much. Thanks for this opportunity, Dr. Simji, and also founder president, to share a few thoughts during this period. Thank you so much.
Dr. Murthy, we're so happy that you could join. We know how busy you are, but it was the wisdom of our great founder president, Dr. Ashok Chauhanji, who said, looking at the program, if Professor Sitaram is on campus, then Dr. Selvamurthy, you must parachute in and share your thoughts. And this would not have been complete without you, Dr. Selvamurthy. Dr. Selvamurthy is not only president of the Amity Science Technology Innovation Foundation, he's also the Chancellor of Amity University, Chhattisgarh, in Raipur, one of our very important institutions. One of the great scientists of our country, and aligned with the vision of the founder president to really contribute to the research and innovation ecosystem in the country in a major way. Dr. Selvamurthy is so grateful to you for joining. I think seeing you, Professor Sita, would also have been very happy to see an old friend also joining and listening in. Thank you, Dr. Selvamurthy.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Sitaramji, we will like to see you in soon in person as well. Thank you. Grateful for your accepting our invitation to be the chief guest at this very important conference.
Thank you, Silvamurthy, sir, for finding time. Ladies and gentlemen, we are graced by Honorable Chancellor, Amity University, Rajasthan, Dr. Asim Chauhan, sir. Sir, please accept our greetings virtually.
Well, thank you so much, Ravi. But I've been here since the first minute, since before the guest came to podium, listening to every word. I could see Sitaramji coming onto campus in the car. I watched him come into the foyer. I saw him go to the VIP room. I saw him come out. I've been tracking every second because the visit is so important. But thank you for the welcome, Ravi. And we will now proceed with Sitaram.
Thank you, sir.
I would now like to introduce Professor T.G. Sitaram, who is currently the chairman of the All India Council for Technical Education, AICTE. Sir is a distinguished academic leader in the field of engineering and technology education. Sir's career, spanning over several decades, is marked by a deep commitment to enhancing technical education standards in India. With a background in civil engineering and a PhD focused on structural engineering, Sir has made substantial contribution to academia through research, teaching, and administration. As AICTE chairman, Sir has championed significant reforms aimed at improving the quality and relevance of technical education. Sir emphasizes the importance of aligning education outcomes with industry needs, fostering industry academia, collaboration, and promoting research and development. Sir's vision includes enhancing global competitiveness, ensuring that Indian technical institutions produce graduates who are well equipped to meet contemporary challenges, ensuring that they evolve in the tandem with global advancement and industrial requirements. It is a privilege to have you with us, sir. May I request you to please address the audience?
Can we have a round of applause? Over to you, sir.
Namaskar. Very good morning to all of you. Today is a very auspicious day. I had a privilege to visit Govind Devji temple in the morning, and also today is a Radha Hastami. So greetings to all of you. Honorable Founder, President, Dr. Ashok K. Chavan, RBEF. Honorable Chancellor, Dr. Asim Chavan, Amity University, Rajasthan. Professor Mike Henchi, the guest of honor. Professor Selvamurthy, Chancellor, Amity University, Chhattisgarh, and also one of our great scientists. And more importantly, this time, from the state of Karnataka, he also received Yogacharya Award. That means he is a great practitioner of yoga as well. So congratulations to him. Professor Amit Jain, Vice Chancellor of Amity University, Rajasthan. Professor Manju Kaushik, the organizing chair of this very important 4th International Convention on Green Environment, Technology and Entrepreneurship through Innovation in 2024. Friends, this is a very, very important convention. This is the 4th in the series which Amity University, Rajasthan is holding. So look at the keywords: the green environment, technology, and entrepreneurship. Very important topics of today's world, that all of them they want to achieve through innovation. That means you solve the problems of the society using these, keeping in mind the green environment and looking at the totally new emerging technologies through entrepreneurial mindset. That means to create jobs rather than seeking jobs there. And through innovation. Friends, all of us know this is the era of innovation. Innovation is going to lead the future of the world. This convention is a very collective platform of 3 interconnected activities. It aims to bring together researchers, academicians, scientists, industrialists. So I see all of them here as well as through online. So greetings to all of them, and also congratulate all the speakers of this conference to share their wisdom and knowledge in these areas to everybody, and also come up with newer ideas to solve the problems of the world. The conference on advanced innovation augmented with intelligent analysis, conference on transforming business and management for sustainable development, conference on sustainable development in applied science, engineering and technology are the 3 topics which will be discussed in these couple of days. To nurture the next generation of research by especially encouraging early career scientists and visiting and also the young innovators to participate and present their work on this prestigious platform. So let me congratulate every one of them for their contributions. See, we look forward to see a lot of fantastic deliberations and then some outcomes through innovative ideas, maybe new startups of our young people to create new ventures in this field in India. So these themes are actually closely aligned with our ideas at All India Council for Technical Education, promoting sustainability, innovation, and entrepreneurship. That's what we are trying to do at AICTE in technical education. Friends, AICTE started as an advisory body in 1945 to then British government, became a regulator in 87, and now in the last 2-3 years, we have transformed from a regulatory position to a facilitating position. So we would like to be called as facilitators than as the regulators. Because I strongly believe that police Raj is over in India. We need to now start discussing together and then learn from each other and work for the better Bharat. I think that's only possible, and more so with using the STEM areas: science, technology, engineering, and mathematics. That's where our young kids are very, very strong. Okay, and also our education, the foundational education is also very strong in these areas. So let's look at what AICTE has transformed engineering and management education. I'll just tell you, AICTE earlier used to do even pharmacy, architecture, but now it's out of the last 2 years. It is not with us. But we are now looking at even BBA, BCA institutions, even beyond engineering colleges. That means close to about 14,000 institutions they are with us, offering various programs in engineering, technology. Okay, and today I'm very proud to tell you, in the last 10 to 12 years, consistently 1.5 million engineers graduate from all approved engineering colleges of AICTE. And about another 1 million graduate, that is 10 lakhs, graduate from our diploma institutions, getting a diploma degree. So just to put in perspective, see, we have 3-tier educational system in our nation. One is very research and innovation focused institutions, which are our IITs, IIMs, IIITs, okay, and also Indian Institute of Science, where I was a professor for the last 35 years, and even now. And the second range of institutions are the professional engineering colleges, like what AICTE looks after. And the third one is the BA, BSc courses, the bottom one. So how are we doing in the field of education? Because if you want to be a developed nation by 2047, Vikasit Bharat, I think, economic gross domestic product wise, GDP wise, we are reasonably doing well, because we are already the 5th largest economy in the world. We would become 3rd largest economy in a couple of years. But afterwards, there is a large gap actually between China and America. But however, I think if we put together our efforts consistently in the field of education, we may be able to achieve that as well. So the field of education, particularly higher education, is very, very critical for the growth of the nation, and even in economy wise. Why do I say this? If you look at the developed world or developed nations, okay, with large, higher GDPs, whether it's South Korea, Japan, or Israel, all of them have a gross enrollment ratio in higher education as high as 95%. Even the United States of America has 75% gross enrollment ratio in higher education. But how we have done as a nation? See, in 2001, our gross enrollment ratio in higher education was 11%. In 2024, we are at 28.3%. That means 28.3 students out of 100 students come to higher education. So the challenge for us to become a developed nation by 2047, we need to up this number. So all of us know, and because many of you are following the National Education Policy 2020, we are celebrated the 4th year implementation. And our own plan and goal by 2035 is to have the gross enrollment ratio 50%. That means we want to jump 22% in 11 years, which, if you look at it, from 2001 to 2024, we took 18% jump in 24 years. But we would like to do that in 11 years, 22%. So it's a big, big challenge. How many universities we need, how many colleges we need to fulfill to these students. Are there students? Yes. Today, in our school education, there are 26.5 crore children in the school education. How many? 26.5 crore out of 140 crore children, population. Children we have achieved 100%. From class 1 to class 5, all the students, we are able to achieve the 100% of enrollment of kids into school education. But if you look at the literacy, we are somewhere 80% because adult literacy has not happened in India. Okay. Adult literacy is slightly lower, but however, by the school education, we are able to put students to class 1 to class 5, almost 100%. But there is a great drops after in the middle school, in the high school, as well as after, that is pre-university, what we call, that is 10+2. There is a large number of students drop out. And where do they do? What do they do? So the two important aspects, just like for the government, the use of technology and governance is important. For higher education, very important for us to bring these children into either skilling or into higher education. So we cannot bring everybody to higher education, okay? Because it's a very big challenge for us. As I told you, the numbers are mind-boggling for us. But our attempt is to bring at least 50% of the gross enrollment ratio by 2045. To do that, today we have close to about 1,200 universities, including Amity University, Rajasthan, okay, and 45,000 colleges. So that is hosting how many students? If you class the gross enrollment ratio 28.3, we have 4.3 crore children in the higher education. 4.3 crore. We want to double that by 2035. That's the big, big challenge for the nation, to want to become a Vikasit Bharat by 2047. So friends, in this aspect also, the world is very complex and changing. We are also watching. Climate change is, see, Jaipur is receiving last 2-3 days heavy rainfall. So this is the area where, rainfall, you wish to have it, but it is becoming too much here. So like this, most of the coastal towns in India also receiving more than 5,000 millimeter annual rainfall. So these are the challenges of climate change is real, friends. It's not an artificial one. So we need to address through research and innovation the challenges of climate change, natural disaster like earthquake, tsunami, and even the mission water. I think it's very, very important for us. So how we have done as a nation in research and innovation? Let's look at it. So let's look at, we heard a fantastic presentation by Professor Mike Henchy on space technologies. Space technologies, defense technologies, nuclear technologies. I had a chance to visit recently Homi Bhabha National Institute, which really does the research work in atomic energy related activities in India. Very few of you will get a chance to see all those reactors inside. Why? Because it's very highly confidential. So in these three areas, how our nation has done. If you look at it, in space technology, we have developed a very low cost mission to even Mangal Graha. The Mangalyaan was the cheapest the expedition than even a Hollywood movie. Okay, that means that's what is innovation is all about, ladies and gentlemen. Similarly, in defense technology, in the last 10 years, we from an importing nation, we have become an exporting nation in defense technologies. And in the nuclear technology, we are become self-sufficient. Why? Because these three technology in the just about 15, 20 years back, we were actually blacklisted country. That means nobody used to give any technologies on these three topics to us. Maybe a little bit of Russia helped us in space, but in many others, we were actually having no friends to give us these technologies. So every bolt and everything has been developed by the scientists in this area. For example, space, ISRO has done tremendous work. Similarly, in defense technologies, DRDO and its all the labs across the country has done amazing work. Nuclear or atomic energy, I told you that the Homi Bhabha Nuclear National Institute, which consists of more than 11 institutions, and also the BARC, Bhabha Atomic Research Center, have created a magic which world cannot, is mesmerized to see the kind of work that's been happened from a country which is very poor. Okay, please understand. He talked about why India is doing research. Please understand, we would like to push the boundaries of any human being's imagination. That's the word I would like to say, why we would like to do the high-end technologies. So how did we achieve all these? See, as I told you, if you go back to 2000 before, even all our IITs, how many were there by 2000? If you look at it, 5 IITs started in 1951 to 1961. And the sixth one was the IIT Guwahati, where I was the director, which is 1994. And 2000, IIT Roorkee, University of Roorkee, our college, Thompson College of Engineering, one of the oldest college of engineering, on canal engineering, civil engineering institute, and which became IIT Roorkee. And then Current Science, actually in 2003, brings out a survey, a paper. How many research papers and citations of these institutions are producing? When they did that survey in science and technology and engineering, all IITs put together were twice less than one Indian Institute of Science. So we were so proud at that time because we were teaching there, no? So we thought, oh, IIS is great. But please remember now, in 20 years, what India has done is remarkable change. In 20 years, IIT Madras alone has crossed Indian Institute of Science in numbers, both in patents and in number of citations. And today, India is the third largest producing publication country in the world. Similarly, number of patents also, it is the third largest country in the producing the world. And in number of PhD in engineering, in the STEM area, we are already third largest. So you all know that in the startups, we are the third largest startup capital of the world. 140,000 startups our young people have created. And in 2016, we were talking about in hundreds. Okay, 100 or 200 in 2016. In the 8 years, there is a quantum jump in the startups, and not just creating a startup, because many of you might know startups, all startups will not be very successful. Okay, all startups will not be very successful. But in this, what we have seen, as I said, this is a time everything is becoming successful for India. Whether it is Chandrayaan launch, starting at South Pole, when many large countries and even the private companies in US failed, reached the spot, but their rover tripped over. But ours survived for what days it was designed. We were having a successful street. So in this, what India has generated in the startups, more than 125 companies, startup have become unicorns. Okay, and bringing a market capital of almost $450 billion, and out of this, 25% is actually flowed from outside to India. This is a global village today. The world is a global village. So that means we can contribute, our engineers can contribute to the whole world. As I was telling you, one is research and how IITs have become from in research and innovation from an elite engineering college to research universities of world standing. Today, large number of our universities are appearing in international ranking. So you could see in QS, we had close to about 75 institutions appearing. In the ranking, we are appearing 95 institutions. So in the next year or the next couple of years, we will see a quantum jump even in this. So because if you look at the actual number of citations per faculty, many of our institutions are doing reasonably well. But there are some perception issues, and also diversity, because I was telling on the diversity, when I was a director at IIT Guwahati during COVID time, I calculated where are our students are coming from. I was really surprised to see out of 800 districts in the nation, 600 plus districts, students were coming to IIT Guwahati, which is a small institute. Please remember, hardly we had 8,000 students. Okay. So 600 districts, that means Andaman, Nicobar, Lakshadweep also we had a student studying in IITs. IIT is a very toughest examination. Please remember, it's the second toughest examination in the world. Okay. First one is the GOKO. This is the Chinese examination. So in that, our students excel. That's a very, very important thing. So in the research and innovation as a nation, we have done reasonably well. But what is very important, what is this conference pushes, is the theme on green technologies. Theme on the technologies itself, not just the what I talked about, space, defense, nuclear. It is the emerging technologies, artificial intelligence, robotics, augmented reality, virtual reality. Okay, these are all they're not the buzzwords anymore. Please understand, all of these are with you today. In your phone, majority of these technologies, you are carrying them. And how we have done as a nation in these emerging technologies. So let's look at the digital public good, public technologies, what digital public goods, what we have created in our nation. We started slowly in 2000 and 2010 on the Aadhaar. That one exercise of Aadhaar, unique ID for every citizen of India, today has led to revolution in digital technologies. Okay, we are the largest nation, UPI transaction nation in the world today. That is 45% of the UPI transactions in the world happens in India. We are not scared of what you heard a case of by Professor Hinchi. So you still use, not you. An illiterate of Indian will use a QR code collecting money. He cannot even sign, he cannot read, but he uses a smartphone and does his business. Today you go to any coconut vendor or a vegetable vendor, he will simply put, or even a kachori vendor, I had this morning near the temple, and he said, "Sir, हमारा QR code इधर है, आप pay कर सकते इधर for 40 रुपए." Okay, that's the kind of penetration we have done. Every nook and corner of the country, our nation uses the digital. That means on the literacy, see, we just celebrated the International Literacy Day on 8th September. Okay, but look at the digital literacy, financial literacy. We have created a quantum jump in the last 10 years. So let's look at how the technologies were useful during COVID-19. See, we developed our own vaccine and manufactured the vaccine. Even the one with the help of Cambridge University also was manufactured in Pune. And another one was Bharat Biotech. It is our own indigenous vaccine. And vaccine certification in any country takes about 10 to 15 years. But we were able to push that because of emergency and successfully vaccinated how many? 300 crore vaccination. 140 crores, I just counted, 140 crores into 2.5. Approximately all of us had 2.5 vaccines. I want to tell you one more story also there. See, one of my friend came from US when I was a director. He was a professor. He came to IIT Guwahati during COVID, since after COVID. And then he was showing proudly, you see, in the US, we had all the 3 vaccination. How are you guys doing? He was asking us. 3 vaccination, and he showed a very beautiful color print of the vaccine certification, which is, he has kept it in pocket and carrying everywhere because Americans are really scared of the COVID. And I just pulled out my phone, opened my DigiLocker, and showed him all 3 vaccination in a fraction of a second. And all of you know the experience. How did you download your vaccine certificate through even WhatsApp? Fraction of a second. So look at the kind of database of 300 crore, and you will be able to search your particular vaccination certificate through Aadhaar identification and download that. It's not a very simple technology, ladies and gentlemen. It's a mind-boggling. Similarly, we are using those technologies for the better of mankind, whether it is Ayushman Bharat, healthcare services to our people. And you can name it, many such technology. One such example I would like to give from Ministry of Education. How many of you have joined Academic Bank of Credits? All students should be having Academic Bank of Credit. Please understand. Every one of you, if Vice Chancellor, sir, I request you, see that every student should have a APAR ID and Academic Bank of Credit. Why? Because that's going to be the new QR code for young learners of India. When I say that, this QR code is linked to your what you are talking about, transaction money. It should become like that. Okay. So today, in 6 months, Ministry of Education was able to put this APAR ID, and 30.5 crore children are registered on that portal. It's a mind-boggling. In 6 months, 30.5 crore children are there, 26.5 crore children from the school education, another 4.3 crore children from the higher education. All of them are on the portal. What this portal will give you, it also linked to Academic Bank of Credit, which is like a bank account. That means you can earn your credits from any place, maybe it's from some edutech companies or through National Education Alliance for Technology NEET programs of AICTE or internship portal of AICTE. Anywhere or any company you earn, or even Coursera or anywhere, okay, you earn that credits, put into your Academic Bank of Credits. Today, both UGC, AICTE has allowed you to claim 40% of such credits as part of your degree. So this is a very unique. So a day is not far away, because still there is a lot of implementation challenges from the university side. They have to upload the certificates. They started uploading only for this year. So the past ones have not yet been done. But at least in the future, every certificate, degree certificates will be automatic. That means you don't need to carry any physical hard copies of the certificates. You simply have to have your Aadhaar number, pull out your phone and show it to anybody should accept your certificates, because it's very authentic. As you know, we are the only nation using these technologies. Walk into an aeroplane with face as an ID. No other country has. They will scan you through 3D X-ray scanners. Okay, but here we are able to go almost up to the aeroplane with just face as an ID. Almost more than 20-25 airports are implemented this. So Sloan, all these, please look at these technologies, how we have transformed to the better of the common man. That's the kind of a thing. So today, large number of rural population has a bank account, which they never even heard about it. And we stopped using even our wallets and notes. I have not touched a rupee note for almost like now 1.5 to 2 years. Okay, always transact with the QR code. So that's the kind of a impact the nation has done using the digital technologies. The whole world, even United Nations, is mesmerized. Oh, how can we translate this knowledge into the global South countries, which are not developed, Africa, even some Southeast Asia. So many of them are still scared because of cyber security. But our cyber security, it is not that we are also not scared, but a lot of work is happening on cyber security. Let me give you one example. At IIT Guwahati, when I was director, in 2021, I got a call from one of the philanthropists, Rahul Mehta ji. he went as an entrepreneur with a backpack on 17 years to America. He went to Stanford and he dropped out of Stanford. So degrees are no important today. Please remember that also. Okay, he dropped out. He created 4 companies, sold it to large corporations, became a very rich person, and he wanted to donate something. He came to me saying that I would like to start a new program on data science and artificial intelligence. I would like to do it at IIT Guwahati. We'll give you some funding, almost like 30 crores he offered. And he came, and our professors, because I'm not a data science person, I'm a civil engineer. Okay, and then our professors were debating, discussing, how different from computer science. He gave a presentation how this is different from computer science, and he forced almost everyone. Then I have to intervene and said, this is an excellent program, we should embrace this. Okay, we did that. We started a school of data science and artificial intelligence in 2021. When I joined AICTE, by that time, I just looking at what are the AICTE is doing. But remember, AICTE is much more forward thinking than IITs in that course. Why? Because 2017 itself, we had introduced the program, BTech program in data science and artificial intelligence. By 2021, one batch of students from thousands of colleges graduated with a degree, BTech in data science and artificial intelligence. That's the kind of a impact All India Council for Technical Education has capabilities and powers to do it. So today we have introduced, in the last 4 months, we have introduced new programs on space technologies, a minor degree, any BTech student, civil, mechanical, electrical, computer science, anybody can take a minor degree in space technologies with 18 credits additional. And similarly in defense technologies, we are working out already SIDM, we are working with SIDM and DRDO so that we can start the defense technologies. And yesterday I was speaking to the Vice Chancellor of HBNI and also the Secretary Atomic Energy Commission, and they are also interested now to start on atomic energy related nuclear technologies, because please remember, when you say nuclear technology is not just for creating bombs or just for the energy. There are so many positive usage in healthcare and agriculture. Many positive usage of these technologies are there, where we have now a self-reliant Atmanirbharata technologies with us, so we can actually put it to the betterment of the mankind. So this is what is about higher education, as I told you. And when you look at the numbers, what AICTE has created, 1.5 million engineers. If you take all our IITs put together, 15,000 graduate today with 23 IITs in the nation. That means all IIT graduates are less than 1% of what we produce. So now you can see it is not just the top institution. I understand it is the toughest examination, and all the people, particularly the parents, would like to put their children into IITs. But my word of caution is, you don't need to really stress the children to that level to get into IITs, because that's not the ultimate. Even look at the contributions for the space technology, defense technologies, and nuclear technology. All those engineers who are working in those organizations, hardly there are anybody from IITs, because 40% of our IIT graduates goes to UPSC. And they'll become IAS officers, come as a district magistrate. Okay, another 25% goes to America, and American government congratulated them. But they've done a fantastic job. I'm not commenting on them. I'll tell you, they brought a lot of goodwill for the nation. Excellent goodwill. Today, largest corporations in the world are headed by our engineers. Okay, any CTO, CRO, CHRO, anybody, name it, they have to be from India. And even in civil engineering, see, I was part of the design and construction of highest rail bridge across Chenab near Katra. Okay, and mine was a foundation part, so that took long years because it has to be excavated and done many things. But bridge construction has a condition that any contractor has to be having an international expertise in building the bridges. So I was also called because I designed the foundation. You know, the person who walks out from a German company, it has to be an Indian. So that's the level at which we have spread our engineering education, ladies and gentlemen. And if you imagine, if you go to a gross enrollment ratio of 50% in 2035, I think only our people will be engineers across the world. And you could see that very clearly visible. Today, largest corporations, whether it is Microsoft, Google, IBM, Salesforce, all of them have large presence in India. Why? They are hiring all our engineering graduates and management experts, and they're hiring, and they've created what is called as global capability centers. 2,000 such companies have GCCs in India. That means they all work together. They're big think tank on technologies, how to apply technologies to solve the problems of the mankind. They're all sitting in India, delivering it to the whole world. So now question yourself, have we not delivered engineering and management education to the world? And if it by 2035, we're going to be omnipresent, our engineers and managers everywhere in the world. So as a nation, we have a lot of force through this knowledge. So this research, innovation, and the knowledge what we have created is already we have reached the stage of Vishwaguru. There is no question about becoming a Vishwaguru. But what we have to become is Vishwadatas, like what we did during COVID-19. What did we do during COVID-19? Not only we vaccinated our people, we also gave 83 countries our vaccine when they were in need. They were in desperate need that time. That's the culture we need to bring in, inculcate in our young people, not just making an engineers or managers without the human values. So on a very auspicious of Radha Ashtami, I would like to appeal to the institutions to see whether they can inculcate human values into our graduates. What AICTE is trying to do in inculcating human values is we have developed a course called Universal Human Values. And we have made it mandatory in all our program, particularly through our induction program for engineering and management graduates. This is a 3-week program. That is, we will also emphasize on yoga, meditation, okay, and sports and all other activities other than the curriculum. So this is so important to become or to develop a good citizens for the whole world. So this is a world with a lot of complexity. You have seen now, every part of the world is having one or the other war is happening. So this time, India's role will be very, very important. And I think it's a fantastic time, what we call Amrit Kal. This is what is a golden time, ladies and gentlemen. So you might, if you watch the history, our gross domestic product was 16th century. We were the highest and richest country. That's why every one of these people started traveling to India. 17th century, that's what, the Dutch group started sailing and they even passed India. And then 18th century, British ruled almost 100 countries, including us, for almost 200 years, put their education system by force on us. And this is the time we need to change our education system as well. This is one of the finest document is the National Education Policy, which is a lot of flexibility brings in to every student. It is a student-centric policy more than really for everybody else, because it gives you a lot of flexibility and it uses the technology like what I explained to you. And this is what I think we need to achieve. And it is, I'll say, National Education Policy 2020 is not only just an agenda for us to transform our nation to Vikasit Bharat. So implementation is not going to happen in 1 or 2 years. NEP 2020 implementation is a long-drawn process. Even the book highlights itself to 2040. Okay. So by 2040, we would like to make large number of universities. They are standalone, have a lot of autonomy. They can decide themselves on the curriculum and also upgradation of teachers, and then create their own, culture of innovations, entrepreneurship, startups, working with industry, with flexibility. All that is been actually, if you see in our initiatives, you will see in that direction, taking India to efficacy Bharat. So after the 18th century, you could see Americans were dominating the world. Okay. And after 1945, the World War II, Americans were the leaders. 20th century belonged to Chinese in a brief while, but you're already seeing a lot of against them, even though still they are in the top two. 21st century after COVID-19, it is whose time? It is India's time. Because we have the largest, youngest population of the world. 500 million people. With a gross enrollment ratio of 50%, we are going to be 8.5 crore children in higher education, doing research, innovation, and startups. And that is what AICTE is emphasizing on inculcating the culture of innovations and startup. I would like to tell you, we have created close to about every institute has an institute innovation council. Okay, and here Manju Kaushik is leading, and I'm very happy to tell you today, announce also innovation, design thinking, and entrepreneurship boot camp, which the phase 3 is happening now. Phase 1, we did it at 10 locations in India. Phase 2, another 10. And this is the phase 3. One of them will be in Amity, Jaipur campus. And some of you had not seen it, please go and see it. Because in my time, I never even heard a term called entrepreneurship, startups. So when I joined engineering, civil engineering, okay, why did I join civil engineering? My father said, no, you will get a job in PWD, please join. So that was the only company which was hiring us that time, Public Works Department. Okay, but unfortunately, my destination was somewhere else. So I left the track, even though I got a position in the Public Works Department of Karnataka government, but I couldn't join. Maybe, we know it's a goodwill or destiny, what I call. So today, coming to, all these technologies have transformed our life. But one other things we have to do to become a nation of relevance is solving. One is on energy and one is on water. So mission energy, we are successfully done it because, see, Honorable Prime Minister is pushing, and we have the largest solar parks in the world, and large number of windmills have been created. So sustainable energy is being generated and focus is being given. And I think we have to go further because still we are using 60% of our energy from coal. But we have to do it, and at least there is a direction. But in mission water, we have miserably failed. See, even today as a nation, if you go to rural part of India, the women carry on their head water even today. This is a very sad story. To be a developed nation, we have to address this issue of mission water. How we have done? I'll just take 2 minutes to tell you. We have, as a nation, 1962 started with building dams. If you remember, this was the Bakramangal Dam, largest concrete dam, 1962. So far, when we got independence, we had 1947 300 large dam. As per the large dam committee of the world, definition is, what is a large dam? 1 million cubic meter of water storage, or any dam which is 15 meter or taller, or dam which has a very unique structure, maybe an arch dam or something like that in a concrete, even though less than 15 meter or holding less than that 1 million meter cube of water, is also called as the large dam. We had 300 such large dams when we got independence. Today, we have close to 6,000 such large dams. We are the third largest dam building nation in the world, and we are the only country still building large dams in the world, because world has realized that's not the way to go. So large dams are not the solution, because with the climate change, that's the topic of today's topic. Climate change, rainfall is not happening where we have built our dams, or behind that also. So rainfall is happening more in coastal area, our dams somewhere in the middle of the river course. So most of our dams are either silted or leaking, or there is no water. This is the scenario we are in with. So where are our grandchildren, great-grandchildren are drinking water from? If you know the story of dams, concrete is not a material which survives more than 100 years. So all these concrete dams will vanish after 100 years. Even if you repair them, you can repair maybe another 15 years or so, or 20 years. Okay? You cannot repair them you have to remove. America has removed 2,000 such large dams, removed from that location. And there is no way we can build the same dam there, because environmentalists will never leave. That's the topic of discussion. So this is the technologies what we have to look at, ladies and gentlemen. We need to innovate in these areas. So what India has to do in this mission water is catch the rain where it falls. We are a water-rich country. We are not shortage of water. We are a nation. Actually, I have a quote actually on this. Actually, this is my area of topic. I say, water is not running out of India. Or sorry, India is not running out of water. Because you have seen in the newspaper, Bangalore is running out of water, Chennai is running out of water. Actually, my quote is, water is not running out of India. Actually, water is running out of India. India is not running out of water. Why? Because large amount of water actually goes out to the ocean. It's good. But at the same time, if you look at the storage, what we have done with such a large dam building nation in the world, third largest dam building nation in the world, our storage is abysmally small. 8% of the total rainfall we receive. We have an annual rainfall of 1,000 millimeter. I've looked at 200 years data. We have never gone below 1,000 millimeter. Maybe where rainfall falls is changing. Region where because of the climate change, but never gone. So this is where we have to do an impact in the area of green technologies we need to bring in. So we have to maybe learn something from our past. Okay, create storage ponds. Storage is the shortage for us, not water. Storage we have to create. We have to create ponds. I request every campus to create their water bodies. Through that, you can actually regenerate groundwater as well. Okay, so IIT Guwahati had 7 such water ponds, and I also saw a beautiful water pond here with ducks. So congratulations to Amity, and many such initiatives are required. So we need to create awareness about green technologies among our youth. So green skill initiative is also very important, very, very important. You need to integrate sustainable development goals to your curriculum. I don't know how you are doing that in our education, but at IIT Guwahati, I have introduced the course SDG goals taught by 9 professors, compulsory course in the second year. Okay, 9 professors, experts in energy and poverty alleviation and all the 17 goals. Okay, and this is made as a compulsory course for engineering graduates. I think such courses are very, very essential. We have to bring awareness about integration of SDGs into our education and encouraging research in sustainable technologies. Okay, and particularly on mission water, we need to do a big change. And I think Rajasthan has demonstrated excellently well through their tanks, small tanks creation. Your waterman is right here in the Rajasthan. Okay, Rajendra Singh has created a revolution when once upon a time it was a desert. Desertification was an issue, and today a reasonably good amount of water is available. That means we can translate if you adopt the technologies of sustainable development. So kindly, we have as a nation, we have done reasonably well, but India is the only G20 nation in line with 2 degrees centigrade warming. Please understand that. See, we are actually not a polluter of the world. Even then, our Honorable Prime Minister is committed to the goals of United Nations. Okay. Many developed countries are the greatest polluter, and we are still a society believes in 3 R's. That is, reduce, reuse, recycle. Okay, we are still believes in that. And despite being one of the fastest growing economies in the world, India's annual per capita carbon emission is only about 1/3 of the global average, which is a positive thing. And India achieved most targets of the first NDC well in advance. Nation achieved 40% of the cumulative electric power installed capacity from non-fossil fuel-based energy sources in 2021 and reduced emission intensities of India's GDP from 2005 levels by 33% in 2019. Further, as of 31st May of 2024, the share of non-fossil sources in the installed electricity generation capacity has reached 45%, up from 32%, which was earlier in 2010. So India is also on the track to make additional carbon sink of 2.5 to 3 billion tons through tree and forest cover by 2030. So what I would like to tell you, the good news is the green cover of India has increased in the last 15 years. If you see the pictures in the remote sensing before 2005 and after 2020, it's amazing transformation. That means everyone has to plant a green tree. So we have a slogan at ICGETEI: one student and one tree. And recently, the last year, Prime Minister also made a movement that every student should plant a tree in the name of his or her mother. So that means we are giving a lot of emphasis on women, because even in Chandrayaan-3, 30% of the scientists are women engineers. So give a big applause to all our women scientists. And she brings big change. That's what we have to do. Even in higher education, even today in engineering colleges, almost 40 to 45% are girls. And our toppers are, many of them are girls. It's very important because women bring one such quality. She takes care of whatever her work is, like what she does at home. I think many of the boys would definitely agree. A mother will ask you, keep pinching you every day morning. Okay, what you have done, whether you're studying or not, that's very important. And she brings similar kind of qualities to work environment as well. And that is where, as a nation, to grow, we need to do that empowerment of women. As a nation, we have done reasonably well, and we are going to do. But the challenges are many. Please understand, this is not going to happen so easily. And as I told you, our challenges are multifold in a very disturbed world, and every technology is changing so fast. So skilling these young people, not only young, even all of us, is a very challenge. So skilling, upskilling, reskilling is a very imminent, and everybody has to learn 2 things. One is the self-learning through portals like Swayam Plus or NEET. You have to educate yourself. Don't depend always on teacher, because role of teacher has changed today. He is a facilitator today. He is no more a teacher like 15 years back, where he used to go to the classroom and start telling you the things. So that is one thing. So another one is self-learning. Another is you have to upskill yourself in state-of-the-art digital skilling. Today, digital skills have become part and parcel of your education. Unless you identify yourself and learn something on specific skills. To just tell you one story, I'll take two more minutes. I'll tell you one story. When I joined ICGETEI, see, that's the time ChatGPT also came in. How many of you use ChatGPT here? Very good number. Excellent. So I asked ChatGPT, what does ICGETEI does? Okay. It's very interesting. I wanted to know what it does, so I thought it will give you a beautiful thing. It gave 25 pages. I didn't have patience. So I want to be smart on this mission. Let me see. I asked ChatGPT to write a poem about AICTE covering all activities. Believe me, in 20 seconds, a beautiful poem was in front of me. You can try this on your smartphone today. Okay? Ask to write a poem about AICTE. So why that is very important. This is the one poet. Another thing, another story was when I took a delegation to Taiwan, one student had actually put up a project. He had actually used the AI, generative AI, to compose a music and developed a robot to play a guitar. In front of me, in 10 minutes or 5 minutes, he showed me 4 or 5 compositions, but very unique music composition. That means these machines are able to do the poet's job. Even if I hired a poet in AICTE, he would have taken 6 months, believe me, to understand what AICTE does and then pen it to a poem. And all of you might have, many of you might have used the Soro also. An artistic picture of yours can be drawn in fraction of seconds. This is what the technologies are changing so fast. If you don't adopt yourself, you will be not relevant in this society anymore. So you have to embrace this technology. You have to adopt. And also remember these skills, what I talked about, that is poet, magician, artist. What we have been told when we are young, these skills cannot be acquired. It has to come through your genes. Or you have to slog for 10 to 15 years to master. If you want to be a musician, even though there is nobody in your family, you have to slog for 10, 15 years through a guru, learning that music and master it. But these machines are doing that in 20 seconds. Imagine now if quantum technologies, quantum computing comes in. This is going to happen in seconds, not even a fraction of seconds. This is the change which you are going to see in the next years to come. If you don't upgrade yourself, I think will not be relevant. With these few messages, so self-learning and learning the new skills is very, very important. And in all these emerging areas, this is very, very important. So I hope a lot of great deliberations happen through this ICGETEI 2024. And I also believe that this is no more. See, such conferences were never there before. We are all focusing on some small things. But here, it's a very large umbrella of topics. And everybody is telling their story. See, you heard a computer engineer, software engineer talking about space technologies and talking about green technologies. Okay, that is Professor Henchi. He is a software engineer. And Professor Kaushik, she is a software engineer, but organizing a conference on green technology. Big applaud for her. So to shape, another last word is you have to be an entrepreneur. Don't be fear of failure. Many times if you fail, if you ask any startup fellow, he will tell you 3-4 times he has to fail. So don't fear of failure should be removed. Then only our nation can become, because when we were young, we were very shy and very scared of failures. Okay. So that I think you should remove. Even if you fail, you should, that is another emotional stability is very important that I am seeing very less and less in IIT graduates. Even yesterday I heard IIT Guwahati, one student passed away, which is very sad. I think there is bigger than, see, please understand all the young people, don't be scared of failure, and your life is so beautiful. You can do many things, just not doing a degree in IIT or even in environment. Okay, that is nothing important. So enjoy what you're doing. That's very, very important. And life is very, very beautiful. You should enjoy and do what you like, what you believe in, and then definitely you'll be a very successful one. So through this conference, by providing a platform for interdisciplinary collaboration, the convention actually aligns with our mission of AICTE and UGC to make education multidisciplinary. Okay, that is what NEP emphasizes on. Integrate sustainability into the core of higher education. So as we gather to discuss and deliberate on these critical issues, I would like all young people to focus on what idea they can pick it up and do their own startup. Okay, and there is a lot of support through IICs to do that for us. And these idea boot camps you attend, you will get a lot of new ideas, and also you will get to meet large number of people. So with this advance of scientific and technology capabilities and fearless young people creating new ventures, we can become a developed nation by 2047. With these few words, thank you very much. Namaskar, Jai Hind, Jai Bharat.
Thank you very much, sir, for your insightful and inspiring address. You shared the idea and vision and the direction for achieving the desired growth. Thank you very much, sir. Let's have a round of applause for sir once again. Ladies and gentlemen, I now take the privilege to invite the Chief Patron, ICGETEI 2024, and the icon we all look up to draw inspiration from, Honorable Chancellor, Amity University, Rajasthan, Dr. Aseem Chauhan. May I request Honorable Chancellor, sir, to address the audience. Over to you, sir. Sir, you are muted.
Thank you so much, Ravi. Today is, for me, one of the most special days in the history of Amity University, Rajasthan, Jaipur. A very special day because we have an iconic figure of Professor Sitaram on campus. We are absolutely delighted. And I was thinking that the speech that Professor Sitaram has given today may be one of the best deliberations I've ever heard in my life. You know, it was, every word was deeply going to the bone. The vision set by Professor Sitaram for students, but also faculties and researchers, for regulators, for administrators, is unparalleled. You know, Professor Sitaram used the words, we as a nation have to push the boundaries of our imagination. And today he has truly pushed all of our boundaries of our imaginations as to what we can achieve and should achieve. Professor Sitaram, we are so grateful to you for your time, for your constant support, to the Amity group as a whole, to the new boot camp that you have announced that will be taking place in Jaipur. We are so grateful for you for this patronage and support. And we commit to you that as this university, Amity University Rajasthan, Jaipur, but all Amity universities are fully aligned with your vision and what you have outlined on behalf of AICTE as the priority areas for the country. I'm even maybe happier that accompanying Professor Sitaram, we have Anuradha ji here with us today on campus. It is truly a great privilege. Anuradha Sitaram ji is a very spiritual, saintly individual. We have known her also. A lot of the success of Professor Sitaram, I know, is because of the unwavering support of Anuradha ji. So, ma'am, we are so grateful to you that you have come to Jaipur, that you are sitting in these deliberations. You are a wonderful human being, great person, and your being on campus will give all of the children of the campus your blessings, your radiation of spirituality. It was mentioned that this morning only you had gone to the temple to take the blessings of the Almighty, and that is radiating through you, Anuradha ji, through the ambience of the university to my students and to faculty members. And we are so grateful that both of you are there. Professor Sitaram had mentioned a few very important points, and I just want to respond and echo a little bit my thoughts on what he has said. Number one, the importance that this conference is also highlighting, ICGETEI, on the importance of startups and entrepreneurship. This is truly something very close to the heart of every Amitian. Today, through the Amity Innovation Incubators, we are incubating 1,000 startups. And I'm very happy to share here for the first time that the Asian Association of Business Incubation, AABI, which covers all incubators in all of Asia, has, for 2024, selected as the best incubator of Asia, Amity Innovation Incubator. So there will be a ceremony in October to confer this. It has been held in Japan and China in the past. For this year, the award will be given in Hyderabad in the middle of October. And a lot of this contribution is all of the students and faculty members who are thinking day and night, how do we solve the greatest problems of our time through technology and through innovation? And of course, some of the biggest challenges of our time today are in the areas of green environment, climate change, sustainability. So I'm sure that this conference will go a long way in addressing many of the questions at hand. Professor Sitaram mentioned also space technology and defense technology. I think these are two such important areas. And I'm thinking of just a few weeks ago when Dr. Somnath, Chairman ISRO, had come to Amity University, Bangalore, and he had brought with him 25 scientists, top scientists of ISRO, and he had asked us to select from the Amity side 25 top scientists working on space technology and space science. And we had a 2-day Amity ISRO workshop on how we can collaborate together to push the frontiers of space technology. And like Professor Sitaram has done today, he also emphasized the importance of entrepreneurship in the area of space technology. And we have created a separate vertical for incubation to help promote space technology entrepreneurship. So we very much resonate in this particular area. And in the area of defense technology, our founder president, Dr. Ashok K. Chauhanji, gave the vision that we must be at the forefront of education, research, and training in defense technology. And working very much with the guidelines of AICTE, we have launched programs in defense technology in MTech, BTech, and PhD areas. A lot of research is happening in the area of defense technology. And in a program chaired by the Honorable Defense Minister Rajnath Singh ji himself, it was announced that through the IDEX and DEO programs of the Ministry of Defense, that Amity University and Amity Innovation Incubators will be one of the 4 incubators that will help incubate the defense startups that will be selected by the government. So we are very happy that we are part of that program also, in which defense technology startups will be incubated through that. Professor Mike Hinchy has given a wonderful deliberation on space. And when we're talking about space, we have to think of Professor Mike Hinchy. I was thinking that we have 300 global collaborations with universities and partners from around the world. But if we had to select amongst who are the best friends of Amity globally, Professor Mike Hinchy, your name would come up as one of the best friends of Amity in the global arena, because I've seen that whenever we have a IIIE conference, how engaged you are. And when we come and ask you to speak at the most technical conferences, that you're always available, and how hard you work behind the scenes to ensure that the number of publications of high quality, the number of publications garnering great citation, the number of publications going into IEEE journals from the Amity Group and from India generally, that is propagated. So Professor Hinchy, we are grateful not only for your deliberation here today, but for your constant and unwavering support to the Amity institutions on so many forums. And today I was so moved seeing for the first time the photograph of your dear mother, who at the age of 81 filed her first patent and then 5 more. And it shows that innovation does not have boundaries. Innovation can happen at any age. It can happen at a young age. And our chairperson of Amity International Schools, Dr. Amita Chauhan, is always so proud that so many of our Amity school children are filing patents at the age of 13, 14, 15, looking towards the future. And Professor Hinchy, your mother at 81, which means that even our senior faculty members and scientists who are guiding young faculty members today, I'm sure they're greatly inspired by this story. And thank you, Professor Hinchy, for your presence here today. our founder president, Dr. Ashok Chauhanji, has a panoramic and incredible vision. As all of you know, he had a story similar to the person that Professor Sitaram had mentioned today, who, going from rags to riches with only a few pounds sterling in his pocket, he went from India with the blessings of his parents to Germany, West Germany at the time, for his further studies. And there he built, through the application of technology and the implementation of technology in entrepreneurship and for the betterment of the world, a great empire in not only Western Europe, but around the world. And with that, he had a thought, how can we impact our country, India? And he felt, as Professor Sitaram has said today, that higher education and education generally is one of the most correlated factors for the economic growth of a nation. And with that, he had the dream that can we, through the Amity schools, create not hundreds, but thousands and tens of thousands and hundreds of thousands of young minds, and inspire them to make the world better through their innovation and their hard work. Can they go out into the world and create startups and work in research and work as doctors and lawyers and entrepreneurs to create a better India for the world? And today we see the 250,000 students that are studying across Amity universities, in university campuses, school campuses, preschools, but also online through education technology. And we feel so proud to see that this vision of our founder, Dr. Ashok Chauhan, is fructifying. He has also given us the challenge that can we solve the greatest problems of our society through the innovation done at Amity universities? And therefore, when I see today's conference, I am very happy to see the kinds of speakers that have been brought into the conference, the kind of deliberation, and the quality of papers that are being presented. I'm seeing speakers from the United States, from New York, from Russia, from Tunisia, from all over the world, as well as some of the best institutions from within India who are participating and whose papers have been carefully selected to be presented at this conference. So, Dr. Manju Kaushik, I compliment you on the careful curation of this program, the 3 parallel tracks, the topics that have been selected, but also the keen eye on what will be the outcome of this conference. And the papers that are being presented, the papers that are being published to the conference itself is an outcome. So I like the design of your conference, Dr. Manju Kaushik, and you have an important role at Amity University, Rajasthan, to push forward the agenda of research. And you being a young women scientist, I think gives us all happiness for the future of the country, that our young women leaders are developing great ideas. So congratulations to you. And all this, of course, under the great guidance of a great Vice Chancellor, Professor Amit Jain, who I call a young dynamic leader, but who is working day and night to forward the mission of Amity in the areas of the employability skills, skilling of our students, creating the right value systems in our students, and of course in science, technology, innovation, and research. This university is maybe most able to host a conference on the green environment. I'm recalling the days when our founder first had identified this particular land of 150 acres. It was completely arid land. There was not one tree, maybe a few kikar trees, but no trees, no greenery. There were a few snakes. One snake wrapped themselves around the tire of our car the first day we went. And now when you look at the campus with the 6 crore liter rainwater harvesting lake, which is not only utilized for rainwater, but also all of the water that is utilized on campus, in the hostels and in the academic buildings, is recycled through pipelines into the lake and then utilized further for irrigation. When you look at the many pits for rainwater harvesting that have been put underground at this campus, and you see how the water table has increased not only at our campus, but in the whole surrounding area, I think through science and technology, through innovation, and through prayas, we can achieve anything. And today, when you see the greenery, when you see the trees on our campus, when you see the fauna and flora of birds and the 200 ducks on campus, but the many different animals that are living on campus in harmony with our students and faculty, we feel happy that a green environment truly has been created here. The Amity Coast, the Amity Center for Ocean Atmospheric Science and Technology, is a very important center at this university, which was established by one of our former vice chancellors, the former director of IIT Kharagpur, Professor S.K. Dubey, was with us for the full 5-year tenure, and he had formed the Amity Center for Ocean Atmospheric Science and Technology. Our founder says that whenever a great person visits the campus, we should do something new that we remember the visit. So on the occasion of Professor Sitaram's visit and Anuradha Sitaramji's visit to the campus, Professor Jain, I'm proposing two things. Number one, I'm proposing that the Amity Center for Ocean Atmospheric Science and Technology can further be expanded into two areas. Number one, the Amity Center for Water Studies, which we have been contemplating, should be fully set up and funded at the campus, and we should do great work in water studies. As rightfully mentioned by Professor Sitaram, this is an area of great relevance for the nation, but for the state of Rajasthan specifically. So, Professor Sitaram, we will request your guidance for the Center for Water Studies at the Amity University Rajasthan campus. And Professor Jain, can I just see your indication that you are in concurrence and we can set up the center as Vice Chancellor? You will take this forward?
Hello. Yes, sir. Definitely, we will set this center up. Definitely, we'll do that.
The second center, I'm thinking, aligned with, again, Amity Coast and the Center of Water Studies, we should set up the Amity Center for Climate Change Research. Because Professor Sitaram has outlined today that climate change research is going to be one of the problems of our times that we have to solve. And all of us have to come together through research, through extension, through outreach and entrepreneurship. How can we do this? So, Professor Jain, the Center for Climate Change Research, if we can establish also. And Dr. Selvamurthy, without your concurrence across the group, panoramically you are overseeing, can I just have your concurrence that you agree that the Center...
Yes, Chancellor sir, these two are brilliant ideas. And these are the need of the hour. These two missions which you have given, we'll go full steam and then we'll do it on a mission mode to implement these two great centers which you have announced now. One on climate change mitigation, and it's what we can do in this area. The other one is water resource management and water studies. Thank you so much. We'll do that.
And when you write the document to start the centers, please put in a paragraph that these centers have been inspired by the great visit and the great personality of Professor Sitaram, so that for all times it is documented. Even 50 years, 100 years later, when people read about these centers, they should remember why was it started. It was started because of Professor Sitaram and the great inspiration that he has given. I just want to say one or two lines more on Professor Sitaram, because as a leader, who he is and what he does is inspiring to the many people on, there are many VCs and pro VCs listening from the Amity group also today online. When Professor Sitaram was the director of IIT Guwahati, in 1 year, 2021, he initiated 5 new schools and 5 new research centers. This is something unbelievable, mind-boggling. It shows what an extraordinary, dynamic leader he is. In the IIT system, it is not easy to do. To begin 5 new schools, to think of the vision, to get the government support, to get the funding aligned. In our system, sometimes it is also sometimes easier, but to do it there is something extraordinary. And it is one of the reasons that IIT Guwahati propelled itself into not national, but global rankings in a very short period of time. So to all of our leaders who are listening, this example of Professor Sitaram of what it takes to be very fast in decision-making, to have incredible, profound, deep impact on an institution, and to not take no for an answer, but to do what you think is right for the betterment of students and faculty and the institution is something incredible. So, Professor Sitaram, we are greatly inspired by you and your visit. What you have said today about human values is so important. What you have said today about that there are many options to happiness. I think it is such a great message for the youth of our students. Sometimes even our students take, the burden on the mind too much. But, if you are happy, if you are joyful, you can achieve anything. I am grateful to all of the people who are participating in this conference. Each of your presence here, your deliberation here will have a long impact. You have all become part of this Amity family. We say we are a family and we mean it, that there is great caring and sharing for each person from within the Amity group and those who visit us. And together we, in fact, can work to solve the biggest problems of our time. Thank you so much.
Sir, thank you. Thank you very much. Really, it's a humbling experience for me for such great words you have put. Thank you very much. We will definitely work with your Vice Chancellor to create these two centers, because I have created the Center for Water Studies in IIT Guwahati. Okay. And also we have created Australia-India Water Center with 15 universities from India and 10 universities from Australia working together on mission water. So maybe I will connect them to you also immediately. It is at Western Sydney University in Australia. I'll connect you.
We are grateful to take your guidance. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Honorable Chancellor, sir. Listening to you is always inspirational for all Amitians. I'm sure with the vision that you've given us, we'll work on that direction. Thank you very much.
Ladies and gentlemen, the time is here. Unravel the souvenir of ICGETI 2024. It showcases the hard work of the participants as well as the team behind the convention. May I request the dignitaries to present the souvenir of ICGETI 2024. May I request the audience to please give them a round of applause. Thank you, dignitaries.
Professor Kothari, Professor Vinay Sharma, very good to see you both. Nice seeing both of you.
Thank you.
I would now request Dr. Yudhvir Singh, Conference Chair, AIAIA ICGET 2024, to propose a word of thanks.
Thank you, Ravi sir. Distinguished guest of honor, Professor Mike Inchi, Honorable Chief Guest Professor T.G. Sitaram, Honorable Chief Patrons Dr. Ashok K. Chauhan and Dr. Asim Chauhan, Honorable Patron Professor Amit Jain, Honorable Professor Silva Murthy sir, Vice Chancellor Amity University, Chhattisgarh, respected Registrar Dr. Nitin Bardwaj, respected Dean, Directors and Coordinator of various institutions, Organizing Chair Dr. Manju Kaushik ma'am, eminent speakers and delegates from all across the world, enthusiastic participants, faculty members, staffs and students of Amity University, Rajasthan. A very good afternoon to one and all present here. I, Dr. Yudhvir Singh, on behalf of Amity University, Rajasthan, and the entire fraternity of the institution, feel honored to propose vote of thanks and extend my heartfelt gratitude towards our esteemed guests, who, despite sitting in different time zone, took out a part of their valuable time to bless us with their word of wisdom. This carry a lot of meaning and encouragement for us. This is the time to thank each one of those without whom our planning to conduct this convention would have remained merely a planning. I would like to start by thanking Almighty God, the omnipresent, by whose blessing we received the strength to hold such a great event. I am grateful to our patron, Dr. Ashok K. Chauhan, Honorable Founder President Sir, Ritnan Balved Education Foundations, and Dr. Asim Chauhan, Honorable Chancellor Sir, Amity University Rajasthan, who have been the everlasting source of inspiration and motivation for all of us. A special mention to Professor Amit Jain Sir, Honorable Vice Chancellor, Amity University Rajasthan, and patron ICGETI 2024 for being the catalyst that stimulated us to do our best and standing as pillars of strength. I am grateful to Professor G.K. Aseri, Honorable Pro Vice Chancellor Sir, Amity University Rajasthan, and patron ICGETI 2024, who has always been there as a guiding light during the planning and execution of this convention. I want to extend my generous thanks to Dr. Nitin Bhardwaj Sir, Registrar, Amity University Rajasthan, for his motivation and guidance that radiated a source of energy within us. I would like to place on record my heartfelt gratitude for the timely advice and guidance given by Chief Advisor Professor Kamal Kant Dwivedi, Senior Vice President RBEF, Professor S.L. Kothari, Vice President ST, Professor Vinay Sharma Sir, Dean Research, Director, Amity Institute of Biotechnology, Mr. Ojaswi Babbar, CEO, Amity Innovations Incubator, Noida, Journal Chair, Program Chair, and also by our Advisory Board comprising of Deans, Directors, and HOI. I am thankful to the Organizing Chair and Convener, Professor Manju Kaushik Ma'am, who in spite of all the odds stood up with great zeal to organize this convention. I am very much thankful to the national sponsoring agencies, DST PUS, SARP, Science and Engineering Research Board, and technical sponsor IEEE, AUR, ACM, AUR, Computer Society of India, ESAL and Institutions Innovation Council. It would have been impossible to organize it without their support. We are indebted to Honorable Chief Guest, Professor T.G. Sitharam, AICT Chairman, Honorable Guest of Honor, Professor Mike Inchi, Director-elect of IEEE Region 8, to grace the inaugural session and benefit us immensely with their profound knowledge and pulse of wisdom. I take this opportunity to thank all the reviewer and technical committee members for providing their valuable comments on time, which I believe would have helped towards the improvement of the quality of papers, which will be presented during the 3 days of convention in 3 conferences. A special mention to Dr. Chitresh Banerjee, Dr. Pankaj Jadwal, Professor Asutosh Kumar, Professor Abhineet Saxena, Professor Sanket Joshi sir, Dr. Vijay Chaudhary ma'am, Dr. Arpit Srivastava for their valuable efforts. I would have a special mention for a wonderful and a close-knit team without whom the convention would never have taken a shape, as Dr. Tanushree Mukherjee ma'am, Mr. Rakesh Mulchandani and their team for Media Committee, Mr. Kaushal Kishore and his team, Rapporteur Committee, Mr. Vikas Chauhan, Mr. Akash Das, Mr. Aditi and Miss Aditi and their team for delegates, fooding, boarding and lodging committees, Mr. Kapil Dangi and his team, Decoration Committee, Professor Parul Misra, Dr. Sachin Bansal, Mr. Ravi Verma and their team for Stage Management and Culture Committee, Mr. Manish Sharma, Mr. Rajkumar and Mr. Vinod Kumar for handling the financial issues. I feel that when we organize a function on such a digital platform, there are lots of people who are behind the curtain and facilitate us all possible technical and administrative helps. I wish to thank Mr. R.K. Pachori and his technical IT team comprising of our staffs as well as the student volunteer. We have been fortunate enough to be backed by a team of very motivated and dedicated students, committee and volunteers. I cannot thank everyone enough for the involvement they have shown and the willingness they have expressed to take on the completion of tasks beyond their comfort zone. I would like to thank our non-teaching staffs, sport and maintenance staff who were simultaneously resolving all the secretarial and clerical work. My sincere regards to all the keynote speakers, session chairs who will be speaking on the various topics during these 3 days. I would like to thank all the participants and paper presenter for their enthusiastic participation. Last but not the least, I would like to thank each one of them who have directly or indirectly helped us realize our academic dreams. Thank you so much. Jai Hind.
Thank you very much, sir, for delivering the word of thanks. May I request everyone to rise for the national anthem.
जनगण मन अधिनायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता पंजाब सिंध गुजरात मराठा द्राविड उत्कल बंगा विंध्य हिमाचल यमुना गंगा उच्चल जलधि तरंगा तव शुभ नामे जागे तव शुभ आशीष मांगे गाहे तव जय गाथा जन गण मंगलदायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता जय हे जय हे जय हे जय 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 हे
Thank you. With this, we come to the conclusion of the inaugural ceremony. May I request all the dignitaries to come forward for a group photograph. There's an important announcement.
I request the track sessions will begin from 2 p.m. Thank you. 2 p.m. too.
Madam, please come in the front.
The track sessions will begin from 2 p.m. Thank you.
हाँ ये तो उधर जाना है, ये इधर येलो कहाँ है उनके?